Bank of America announcing principal reduction offers to its underwater homeowners. They're offering to forgive principal balances by an average of $150,000 each. Think you're eligible? Probably not. Homeowners must have a Bank of America loan, be underwater on their mortgage, and behind on their payments by at least 60 days. Time to bring out the panel. Scott Martin is the CEO and president of Accent Asset Management in Chicago. Susan Solovic is the CEO of It's Your Biz. And Camilla Webster, that is the author of The 7 Pearls of Financial Wisdom. All right, Scott, you start. What do you make of this program?
Jerry, where do I start? Look, there's only one issue I have with this. The first two conditions you mentioned, Jerry, is pretty much everybody in America, right? Bank of America loan, you owe more on the house than it's worth. Okay, put 2 check boxes down. The problem is 60 days late on the mortgage as of January. You're rewarding bad behavior. This is not good. You actually should do something for the people that are current. Makes me sick.
I know. Susan.
You know, I think that actually it's a day late and a dollar short, you know, and I really think, you know, we shouldn't applaud Bank of America for this because they were forced to do the right thing, really. It's not a great program.
Wasn't a choice.
No, it's not a choice.
Robots?
They're not good guys. They're being forced to do this. It's a shame.
Camilla, what do you say?
I say this is a win-win for the consumer, for the person that's holding the loan, but the bank really had to do this. You know, It cost them so much more to deal with these foreclosures that, you know, this isn't just all goodwill. This is about saving them a bunch of money in the end, too.
200,000 people, that's all it's going to help. It's not going to do much for the market. All right, let's talk about Fortune magazine for a second. They released their annual list of the country's 500 biggest companies, and it turns out 2011's 500 companies generated an all-time high of $824.5 billion in combined earnings. Susan, that's 16% higher than last year.
I know. It's like a record-setting number, isn't it? I mean, it just goes to show you that this is all about big business, not Main Street businesses, which is a shame. And, Jerry, I will say this much. I work with a lot of these big companies, and they talk about wanting to market to the small business market, and then, you know, they want us to spend their money with us. But if we're doing business for them as a vendor, they wait at least 120 days to pay us. No wonder they're stacking up the gold.
And if you were doing business with Newt Gingrich, you waited even longer, right? It was the small business people who got paid last.
Remember, but I had the answer for him. Remember, he just needs to pawn some of that Tiffany jewelry.
Camilla, what do you say?
You know, I'm looking at it from the investor's perspective, and what I see is this is really a huge opportunity. I think we're going to see, you know, big business continue to do well, and investors should pile in. We're seeing a mess in Europe, and actually American business that's not too heavily diversified into Europe is actually going to continue to do well this year.
Scott, do we buy American?
Oh, totally, Jerry. In fact, that's the only thing I'd be buying right now. I agree with Camilla. I mean, this is a good opportunity. Now, the problem is that the disconnect that Susan mentioned is certainly present. And I think what's happened is the small investor has been so discouraged that they haven't wanted to invest in businesses like the ones we're talking about when that's been a really profitable venture.
All right. Well, new topic here in today's economy. Even doctors are winding up on the government's dole. According to an Urban Institute analysis, the number of, listen to this, PhD recipients on food stamps and other forms of welfare more than tripled between 2007 and 2010. Same goes for folks with master's degrees. Camilla.
My opinion is this. I think we look at those, and those are like shock and awe facts. But the bottom line is, and Georgetown did a study, is that certainly graduates are going to earn $600,000 to $900,000 more in their lifetime than non-college graduates. And I think you have to look long term.
So I know we support them now just so they can earn more later?
I'm not about supporting them. I'm just saying the overall picture is don't dissuade, you know, not getting a college degree or not pursuing higher education. It's important for this country to keep up our education.
Well, as we've seen the job losses, I mean, obviously higher paid jobs are the ones that get cut. So, and the jobs that are coming back are menial jobs. They're jobs in fast food restaurants. They're not making a lot of money. And I tell you what, everybody else has got their hands out. Why not the PhD?
Yeah, but Scott, you know, I look at this and I think these are not PhDs in engineering. These are PhDs in European history with an emphasis in hats, okay? You know what I'm talking about here? These are people with degrees that don't matter. What do you say?
An emphasis in hats. That's hilarious. You know, Jerry, when I was catching up on sleep in physics class because I was out all night the night before partying with the future entrepreneurs of America, it just goes to show you it's not what you know, guys. It's who you know these days. And look where I am.
I have to tell you, Jerry,
All right.
I majored in history and political science. My dad said it was about like majoring in recess. He was just about right.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, really, all of that welfare going to those people. All right, let's talk about another price here. Gas prices finally coming down, dropping for the 5th week in a row. And today, the Department of Energy cutting its summer forecast by 16 cents to $3.79 a gallon. Scott, one of our experts on our air today said that gas will go to $3.50. What do you say?
Well, it depends where you are. If you're in Oklahoma or Texas, maybe. If you're in Chicago, New York, forget about it. You know, $3.79 really isn't something to celebrate if you look at history. But, hey, Jerry, maybe this is because President Obama went after all those nasty oil speculators a couple months ago and brought the oil price down. How about that one?
Well, so you think President Obama is responsible for, yes, no?
Listen,
Let's just say he'll take credit for it, whether it's his cause or not.
Good point.
all I'm saying is go get your gas right now. All right. Any trouble in the Middle East? This whole fanfare is over. Everybody leave.
That's
Go
right.
fill up right now.
Great point.
It's a little bit of good news, but I tell you what, those gas prices are hurting small businesses, you know, and they
Even
can't
now.
pass that on to their customers in many cases, in the shipping cost, the cost of their goods. It's a bad news situation, and I agree with you. You know, go buy your gas now. It's going to change tomorrow.
A little bit of good news. A little bit of good news. Maybe it'll go down further. All right, Scott, Susan, and Camilla, thanks for coming on tonight. Great job, guys.